What is up everyone, my name's Al from GamesRip, and today I'm taking a look at Doom 2, that's right, Doom 2 on the Game Boy Advance, as you can see right there. You see that? Yeah, Doom 2 for the Game Boy Advance. Obviously, we've taken, or most people, if they have not played Doom, I am questioning your gaming prowess, because let's face it, Doom is pretty much a big hit and a real big influence for most people, and especially their gaming choices. So I thought we'd finally take a look at Doom 2 for the Game Boy Advance, as I haven't covered this yet, and years ago I covered Doom 1, so I thought now was a time for Doom 2. Should we take a look? Let's do it. That's right, today we're checking out Doom 2 for the Game Boy Advance. We've obviously checked out Doom 1 before, but is Doom any better, or Doom 2 any better than Doom 1 on the Game Boy Advance? So you may not know, but this game was actually developed by Taurus Games. Now, they were the people behind the Game Boy Color version of Duke Nukem. They also did the Duke Nukem 3D version on the Game Boy Advance, also known as Duke Nukem Advance, and now they've also done Doom 2, but they didn't do Doom 1. Doom 1 was solely done by Activision and Activision had a hand in this as well, but Taurus being the main developer on this venture. As you can see though, this game actually is pretty close to the PC version, albeit though on a totally different engine than it is. It's not an id engine, this is the Southport engine. So yeah, it's very close to the original PC version, so much so it's actually slightly closer than the original Doom on Game Boy Advance release. Yeah, it's actually closer than that version. But one thing you're not going to like hearing is the fact that this obviously had to be censored slightly. That's right, they had to censor this because they wanted to keep the teen rating. And then, at the end of the day, it's Nintendo. We know exactly what Nintendo are like. They like their little tween demographic. They love their kids, and I don't mean that in a horrible way. I just mean that's the audience that they are focusing on. And, they've gone and ported Doom onto the handheld. Yeah, looks fantastic, but why the hell would you take a game like Doom and dumb it down? Just does not make sense. The one element being that they've turned the blood from red to green, because apparently that makes sense. Now the fact that you can also get the chainsaw, how is that dumbing it down? I mean, this is what I don't quite get. They censorship games, or they just do it in a really weird way. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about that. Let's talk about how it actually plays. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, the movement isn't too bad. The D-pad does, it does a pretty good job. I mean, yeah, it's not on keyboard and mouse, and it's not an analog stick, but it works quite well. You got the shoulder buttons to do your strafing. You got your A and B for your shooting and opening doors. What else do you really need in this game? Like I said, obviously you got the map as well. But yeah, it's pretty solid controls, and to be fair, the frame rate isn't the worst I've ever seen for a Doom game. It actually is pleasantly okay. Although a little bit wishy-washy, it almost feels as if you're kind of sliding when you're strafing. It's a little bit slower than Doom 1 on the Game Boy Advance. That's all I can say. Doom 1, to be fair, I have to say I think is the better of the two ports. Doom 2's pretty damn awesome, but I think Doom 1 just has that little bit of an edge over it. Yeah, as you can see, this is still pretty quick, but it doesn't feel Doom quick, the way Doom always was meant to be. Now, the maps are slightly different on here than, Doom 2 on the PC. They've had to kind of cull them down a little bit. Not too much that, anyone would really notice, but more for sort of texture, quality and things like that. I mean, there are also the secret levels, the Wolfenstein levels. They are actually, they're still present in this game, although slightly censored yet again. The music is also very much the same. There are a couple tracks that are actually missing from this game. I'm not sure whether that's due to sort of cartridge size or not, and they were sort of overlapped on 2 different levels. But I mean, the music, it does seem a little bit dumbed down. It doesn't seem, again, it's not the full experience, the full soundtrack, the CD quality soundtrack. But then again, we're talking about a Game Boy game. We're not talking about the PC version on a CD or any of the other consoles. This is a Game Boy cartridge, and it does relatively well at giving you the Doom 2 experience. Now, the one thing I'm sure you probably want to know is, does it have multiplayer? Hell yes, it has multiplayer, and that you can do this via link cable, but obviously you both have to have a copy of the game. The game does slightly seem to be going up in price. Not huge price at the moment, but I think if you've got a Game Boy Advance, this is one you want to have in your collection, because when you want to play Doom or Doom 2 on the go, I would actually say this is probably one of the best ways to do it. Don't get me wrong, there are emulators right now to play PC versions on handhelds, etc. So there are different ways to play it, well, including obviously the Nintendo Switch now being able to play the sort of HD versions. To be fair, they're probably the best versions, but if you want that sort of older feel and older style, or classic style let's call it, I would go with the Game Boy Advance versions. Anyway, I've been Al from Games Rip. Is there any Game Boy Advance games you want me to check out? Leave a like and a comment, and obviously subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. You can now support the channel on patreon.com/GamesRip, as well as remember to like, comment and subscribe.